Imagine waking up tomorrow to a news alert so profound, so earth-shattering, that it instantly rewrites the financial future of millions of people around the globe. Picture your phone buzzing with notifications not about a stock market crash or a political scandal, but about a singular, deliberate event, the official revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've heard the whispers, followed the breadcrumbs, and weathered the storms of delay for what feels like an eternity. Hope has been a constant companion, but skepticism has often been a necessary shield. However, what I'm about to walk you through today isn't just another cycle of rumor and hype. The signals we are seeing now, particularly emanating from the corridors of Wells Fargo and the critical, final stage developments with Tier 4B, are of a different caliber entirely. They are concrete, they are sequential, and they point towards a culmination that is no longer a matter of if, but a matter of when. This isn't about creating false hope, this is about connecting verifiable dots from a trusted, original data source that tracks these developments with painstaking accuracy. The very fact that we are having this specific conversation, focusing on Wells Fargo's potential green light and the tangible closure of the Tier 4B international compliance framework, tells you that we have moved from the theoretical into the operational phase of this historic monetary reset. For years, the biggest question has been about the banking infrastructure's readiness to handle an event of this magnitude. The inclusion of a financial institution of Wells Fargo's stature in this conversation is, by itself, a seismic shift. It signals a move from obscure, offshore exchange platforms to the very heart of the mainstream Western financial system. This is about legitimacy, about accessibility, and about the final checks and balances being put into place to ensure a smooth and orderly transition for holders of this currency. The Tier 4B breakthrough is arguably the most critical piece of this puzzle that the general public never gets to see. Think of Tier 4B not as a physical place, but as the ultimate international regulatory handshake. It's the final layer of anti-money laundering and know-your-customer protocols that a country must implement to be considered fully compliant with the global financial system. Iraq being in the final stages of this process is the equivalent of a runner being in the final few meters of a marathon, the finish line tape straining against their chest. It is the last major bureaucratic and legal hurdle. Without its completion, a true, internationally recognized revaluation is practically impossible. With its completion, the final major obstacle is removed. The chatter from on-the-ground sources and from within financial analysis circles is that this process is now in its absolute final review phase. The documents are being finalized, the I's are being dotted, and the T's are being crossed. This is the silent, unglamorous work that paves the way for the explosive public announcement. When you combine this silent, technical completion with the very public and very significant positioning of a bank like Wells Fargo, the picture becomes crystal clear. We are looking at a coordinated, two-pronged approach. 1. Ensure the country is legally and regulatorily pristine for reintegration, and 2. Ensure a massive, trusted Western banking partner is ready to act as a primary liquidity portal. This synergy is what makes the current moment uniquely different from any point in the past decade. The patience you have all exercised, the diligence in your research, is about to be validated in a way that will be discussed in economic history books for generations to come. We are not just watching currency speculation, we are watching the rebirth of a nation's economy and the creation of a new class of global investors who had the foresight to see this opportunity long before it ever appeared on a mainstream news ticker. So, let's dive deeper into these specific signals you simply cannot afford to ignore, starting with the mechanics of what an RV through a bank like Wells Fargo would actually look like. This isn't going to be a chaotic, unregulated free-for-all. The system has been designed for order. The concept of a green light is essentially the moment the internal systems of these partner banks receive the official, encrypted go-ahead from the necessary international financial authorities, likely a combination of the IMF, the US Federal Reserve, and the Central Bank of Iraq. When that green light flashes on a Wells Fargo terminal, it will activate a pre-programmed exchange rate for the IQD, a rate that has been the subject of intense, behind-the-scenes negotiation for years. This is why the Wells Fargo element is so crucial. It's not just about their willingness to participate, but about their role as a Tier 1 bank in establishing and upholding that initial, post-revaluation rate structure. They are a pillar of stability. Their participation lends an irrevocable credibility that would instantly squash any notions of this being a niche or speculative event. It transforms it into a mainstream financial reality. Now, what about the signals on the ground? Beyond the high-level banking news, there are tangible indicators within Iraq itself that point towards an economy preparing for a new value paradigm. We are seeing a massive push in infrastructure development, not just in Baghdad, but radiating outwards across the entire country. These are not simple repair projects, these are nation-building enterprises, new power grids, water treatment facilities, and transportation hubs, that are predicated on a future currency with significant international purchasing power. You cannot finance a modern, 21st century economy with a currency that is currently valued as the Iraqi dinar is. The two concepts are mutually exclusive. Therefore, this unprecedented building boom is a de facto signal of the impending revaluation. It is the physical manifestation of the financial confidence that is brewing at the highest levels. Furthermore, observe the shifting diplomatic posture of Iraq on the world stage. The country is actively negotiating major trade deals, not for oil, but for goods, technology, and agricultural products. These deals are being structured in a way that strongly suggests they are intended to be settled in a soon-to-be revalued currency, moving away from sole reliance on the US dollar for international trade. This is a sovereign-level signal of immense confidence. No national leader would embark on such a path if they believed their currency was going to remain at its current level. They are acting with the knowledge of what is to come. Then, we have the digital footprint. The activity within the digital payment and banking portals that some international holders have access to has shown peculiar and telling glitches, brief flashes of different rate codes, extended maintenance periods that align with key diplomatic meetings, and updates to terms of service that specifically address exotic currency exchanges. While these are often dismissed as system errors, a pattern of such errors immediately preceding a major financial event is a classic indicator of back-end systems being tested and prepared for a fundamental shift. When you synthesize all of this, the Wells Fargo readiness, the Tier 4B finality, the infrastructure explosion, the diplomatic shifts, and the digital breadcrumbs, you are not looking at a series of coincidences. You are looking at a coordinated countdown. Each of these elements is a gear in a massive, intricate clock, and right now, all of those gears are turning in perfect, synchronized harmony, moving the hands closer and closer to the midnight hour. This is the reality of the situation, stripped of hype and grounded in the observable, reportable facts that are unfolding in real time. The final question that remains for every single person watching this is the most personal one: what does this mean for you, and how do you ensure you are prepared to act when the moment arrives? The transition from speculation to reality will be the ultimate test of your preparedness. The first and most critical step is to have your documentation in a state of impeccable order. This means having your dinar certificates, your proof of purchase receipts, and any bank documentation organized and readily accessible in a secure location. When the green light happens, the window for the most favorable initial exchange conditions may be measured in hours, not days. You do not want to be scrambling through old files, searching for a crucial piece of paper while the opportunity of a lifetime is live. Review your documents now. Ensure everything is legible, accounted for, and that the serial numbers on your certificates match the notes in your possession. The next step is to have a clear, premeditated plan for your first actions. Have you identified the specific Wells Fargo branch, or another primary exchange location, that you will visit? It is highly recommended to choose a larger, flagship branch, as they will have senior management and the specific operational protocols in place faster than a small, local branch. Do you have a trusted financial advisor or attorney on speed dial? The management of a life-changing level of wealth is not just about exchange, it's about preservation, tax planning, and legacy building. Engaging with a professional before the event is a sign of wisdom and strategic thinking. This is not just about becoming wealthy, it's about becoming a responsible steward of that wealth for generations to come. Beyond the immediate logistics, this moment is about understanding the broader historical context you are about to step into. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is not an isolated incident. It is a key domino in a much larger global financial reset, a move away from the petrodollar system and towards a new, multipolar world economy. Your success in this endeavor is, therefore, more than just personal gain. It is a testament to your ability to see the larger patterns on the world stage and to position yourself in alignment with the flow of history. The liquidity that will be unleashed from this event is destined to become the capital for a new renaissance, funding breakthroughs in clean energy, medical research, and technological innovation. The wealth you are about to receive is not an end, but a means to participate in the rebuilding of the world. It is a tool for profound good. This is the deeper why behind the what. It's about securing your family's future, undoubtedly, but it is also about the projects you will fund, the communities you will uplift, and the positive impact you will be empowered to make on a scale you previously thought impossible. The RV is the key that unlocks that door. So, as we stand on this precipice, watching these undeniable signals flash with increasing frequency and intensity, I want you to do more than just wait. I want you to prepare your mind. Prepare your spirit. Visualize not just the act of exchange, but the life you will build thereafter. The discipline you have shown to get to this point is about to be rewarded in a manner that will defy all conventional expectations. The world is about to change, and you, the informed and the patient, are positioned at the very forefront of that change. Now, here is my final call to action for you today. This is too important to go it alone. If this information resonated with you, if it provided clarity and confirmed what you instinctively felt was coming, then you need to be part of our community. Do not let this moment pass you by. Go down into the description box below this video right now. You will find a link to our private, exclusive Telegram channel. That is where the real-time, raw, unfiltered intelligence is shared. That is where we break down the live signals as they happen, 24 hours a day. This YouTube channel is the foundation, but that Telegram group is the frontline command center. You need to be there. So click that link, join us now, and make sure you have your notifications turned on for this YouTube channel and are subscribed so you never miss an update. The final countdown has begun. Be ready. Be prepared. Be there.